It was a wet start for some Hoosiers, not everyone, this Friday morning. I'm 13 News meteorologist Matt Standridge. We are on the way to a stunning weekend. Lots of sun, barely a cloud in the sky, maybe a little wildfire smoke. That's something that we'll talk about. But drier weather, we get out of this cloudy, rainy pattern that we have been for really the past kind of 2 weeks of May. It's been somewhat on the cooler side. We're going to start to swing back the other way. Warmer weather and some humidity will be back in the forecast. But we've got a couple different things at play with our weather for your Friday. We've had some rain out there throughout the morning, especially south and east of Indianapolis. To the north of Indy, in the northern suburbs, we've had a couple light sprinkles, but you get north of let's say Morse, get north of Cicero, really get north of Lebanon. We have slim pickings at best. A lot of us have stayed dry. We're noticing right over Lake Michigan some partly cloudy skies to start your Friday. I think those start to come in, and we'll probably have a mix of sun and clouds throughout the day with some spotty rain shower chances. It's not going to rain all day. In fact, you might get a good mow in later this afternoon and evening. So that's the course the daylight hours. You know, you do see a couple little flare-ups, and we'll zoom in a moment. A little flare-up shower here, there in eastern Illinois. So we can't quite rule out the chance for a spotty shower, but the bulk of the rain is moving out. This evening, though, we've got another front on the way. It sparked a lot of clouds and some spotty rain shower chances. They're pretty light right now, but they're likely going to come in once we are warmer, back into the 70s later this evening after about 7 o'clock, and we will probably have some scattered showers. We could have a few downpours, and there's a growing chance for maybe even a quick rumble of thunder, maybe a lightning strike, something that we'll have to watch out for. But we've got this in the morning, this in the evening and early night hours, and then high pressure is here to clear us out, clean us out, and we're looking pretty good for this weekend. So here's a little bit closer view. You can see that heavy rain shield that we had for parts of the southern half of Indiana, but drier weather up to the north. We're still close enough to the low that we can't rule out all rain shower chances. We could have a couple spotty ones here on the backside, but the heaviest rain has to stay on the east side of the low, so that's good. That's getting out of here. And there's a closer look at some of those rain showers coming in from the north. Once again, those really not arriving till after about 7 o'clock. So this morning, this is as of 8:30 in the morning, our rainfall totals estimated by the radar. Nothing to the north, sharp cutoff with just enough to wet the ground in Brownsburg and south side of Fishers into Greenfield. Even Muncie picked up a little bit. Once you got a little bit farther south, good 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, sometimes even more than that. Now this is radar estimated, and these could be slightly overestimated, but the tilt of the radar, but maybe an inch or so in some spots, especially for the southern third of the state. The farther south you got, closer to the Ohio River, the better chance you had of some showers. So the rest of the morning, you know, you're thinking, Matt, I didn't get any rain in Peru. Why am I in still the 20% chance? On the backside of this low, it can't rule out this chance for a spotty shower. We've already seen a couple, which if you extended the light green into here in eastern Illinois, we've had a couple of flare-ups. So keeping that 20% chance, but really the best chance of rain for the rest of the morning will be south and east of Indianapolis. Nothing severe out there for this morning. Then we get into the afternoon, and I honestly think a lot of your Friday is going to be good. A lot of us will be dry for many of the daylight hours, but we can't rule out all the rain shower chances. Quick spotty shower, maybe in a stray rumble of thunder, downpour, very small pop-ups we think are possible across central Indiana. The better chances will be south and east. So far eastern Indiana and far southeastern Indiana, we've got a slightly higher chance. Then we get to the evening after 6, 7 o'clock. There's that front coming in from the north, and our rain chances go back up. And so we'll have to watch out for some scattered showers, maybe a few downpours, maybe a quick rumble of thunder. You know, there's actually a new severe risk in far northwest Indiana, not in central Indiana, but far northwestern Indiana. There's a chance they could get a quick gusty wind on one of those rain cells coming in, but it would be super spotty. And by the time they get to closer to Indianapolis, they should be a little bit weaker, but we'll still have some spotty rain shower chances. So rain chances at times, low, very on and off hit or miss chances until 6, 7 o'clock, and then we start boosting those chances back up. Here's another way to look at it. We'll have some scattered morning showers until 10 o'clock. Then from 10 to 4, we're in this very stray category, hit or miss. I think a lot of us are dry. Then after 6, 7 o'clock, more rain will develop from the north and west. We think most of them should not be severe. We're really not calling for severe weather. But there could be a cell or two that tries to have some gusty winds and a lightning strike or two. We've got a lot of outdoor events this evening, so we'll have to watch for that, but it would be very hit or miss, and late in the evening too. All right, so here's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We could have a couple flare-ups towards eastern Indiana and southeastern Indiana. we'll see. Otherwise, generally expect a mix of sun and clouds. Northwest winds take over, and there's that front coming in. Now, as we've warmed up into the mid-70s, and notice how it's a little bit warmer to the north, we're probably going to get more sun today in northern Indiana than southern Indiana. So we kind of like a pancake. We flipped our temperatures. Cooler south, warmer north. Some of these rain showers could tap into some of that warmth, and there could be a few cells that good downpour or two, and maybe some brief little bit of wind. So we'll watch out for that in northwest Indiana. As they come over us, we'll start to drop our temperatures, and they should be a little bit weaker, but we'll have some splash and dashers out there this evening, definitely to track, and then to the early overnight hours. I think by your Saturday morning, for the most part, we should be dry. We left about a 10% chance for one of these clouds to put out a quick shower or two, but really we are looking drier. We should be, for the most part, dry for our sectionals that continue. We've had sectionals for a while, especially when we got team sports. Sectionals takes sometimes a week in order to really get done. We'll be in the 70s, I think, for across much of central Indiana. Some championships have already been decided, but a couple schools still have their championships. Later this evening, there'll be a light northwest wind at the ball field. Isolated shower possible, especially later towards the end of some of these games. One game we have a little bit later in the evening will be our Indy Indians. They're going to be taking on the Nashville Sounds. We've been hosting them for a couple days. First pitch at 7:05. There could be a couple of those showers coming in. So something that we'll watch. We can watch them in that northern sky. They could be hit or miss, though. I mean, they could miss the ballpark the whole time and we'll be fine. Or they could keep hitting the ballpark. You know, it's one of those. We'll have to see how those cells track. Our meteorologist, Rob Ellis, he'll be tracking some of those throughout the evening hours, to check with him. If you're headed downtown, we've got a lot going on, by the way. Fever game tonight. You can watch it here on MeTV, one of our sister stations here at Channel 13. Tip-off, 7:30. I think headed downtown, you're fine. But while we're at the game, there could be a few downpours. Don't be surprised if your car is parked outside a little bit wet as you walk out to the car after a victory tonight. Or maybe you're thinking, Matt, I just want to relax. I'm going to the St. Simon Festival. Great idea. I think we're dry for the first part. You know, gates are open between 5 and we go all the way to midnight. Second half, there could be a few showers out there, so we'll have to watch out for those. So that's on the northeast side of the city. A lot of folks enjoy that. After today, after that rain chance we have tonight, we should be about done. Now, technically, I have included a 10% chance for southern Indiana on Saturday. So we're talking Bloomington, Columbus south, kind of south of State Road 46, 10%. As that front's still kind of coming through, I wouldn't be surprised if a cloud put out a quick shower, but a lot of us should be pretty good, I think, for this weekend. 70s, no humidity whatsoever. It will be a cool start on Sunday, though. We'll have a bit of a light northeast wind kind of keeping things cool for that start on Sunday. Then we get to some wildfire smoke. This is something that we are tracking. We've had a lot of fires in southern Canada. That's where they've been drier while we've been cloudy and wet. This color shows you the dense wildfire smoke that we're going to have mostly up in the atmosphere. We think for Indiana, there won't be too many smoke particulates here close to the ground, but you may notice some hazy skies in that southwestern sky, as what happens is we're sandwiched in between a high and a low pressure. And so when you've got winds kind of like this, kind of do it backwards there, winds like this, that funnels all the rain this, or all the wind this way, and that funnels the wildfire smoke farther to the south. So it's going to be thicker to our west, but we could get some of that wildfire smoke here even in Indiana, especially when you're looking towards the sun there at sunset. It might look a little bit more orange out there Saturday, maybe a little bit into Sunday as well. But the good news is that this front that we've got for your Friday evening, what it's really trying to do is keep us clear from the smoke at the ground. We'll probably have more smoke up higher in the atmosphere. All right, then we get more into the weekend. It is a busy weekend. You know, sometimes we think, once we get through race day, we are good. But no, we've got a lot going on. Schools are wrapping up, but for our athletes who continue to win, you're kind of, I don't know if you're rewarded, but then you also got to stay into summer break doing a lot of our sports, which they're doing all year round. But we've got individual sectionals for girls tennis. Those are all across the state. But they take place on Saturday. Beautiful weather, no humidity. It's going to be stunning out there. Roll the red carpet forecast for our girls tennis athletes. We also have, unfortunately, now to game 6. Hey, maybe we'll win at home. That'll be better anyways, right? Knicks coming into town. Tip off 8 o'clock on Saturday, and the weather's going to be stunning here at home for that. So I think the Knicks fans will enjoy some of our nice Indiana weather coming up for your Saturday evening. Lots of sun on Sunday. as we get into next week, we start warming up. We've got a brief heat up before a brief cold front. If I had a 10 or 11 day forecast, you'd actually see a swing back up after this quick rain period. We think, we haven't spent too much time on this yet. We've really been focusing on the rain chances for Friday. But what I can tell you is after we built up some warmth and humidity, we'll have a front coming on through. The latest kind of trend is we could, during the late afternoon and into the evening, get some scattered showers and maybe a few thunderstorms. We are in severe weather season still, and maybe some lingering showers into your Thursday morning. And because of the extra clouds and shower chances, we're lowering temperatures just a little bit. Also, if you didn't watch sunrise this morning, Chuck, our very own Chuck Lofton, he was at Noble Coffee and Tea. That's on the square, downtown Noblesville. And the mayor came out and proclaimed that today was Chuck Lofton Day. So Chuck Lofton's been talking about the 7-day forecast for 40 years. This may be the first time in 40 years that he is on the 7 days. So we're super proud and honored for him. But that's why you see Chuck still on the 7-day forecast. But beautiful weather. If you like a little bit more summer heat and warmth, I think you're going to like parts of next week. And I bring this up too. It's not just the temperature, but the humidity. We're going to start feeling more of the mugginess coming back next week too. So even though weather's beautiful, there will be no humidity at all this weekend. But if you're looking for more of that pool weather, you're just trying to warm up the pool water, for goodness sakes, maybe we'll start to do that next week. So a little bit more humidity is definitely back in the forecast. In the meantime, enjoy some sunshine once we can get the rain showers out of the way on your Friday.